So let's continue on part 2. And in part 2 we will cover the calculation of the complex number. First, we'll talk about the addition. 2i plus 3i is just 5i. Most of the case we can seek I as a variable. And then 2i minus 3i is just negative I. 2i times 3i. Now we usually handle the real part first, because this is 2 multiply I, 3 multiply I, so that we can change the order. 2 multiplied by 3 multiply I multiply I. 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6, and then this is I squared. I squared is negative 1, so that the answer will be negative 6. And then division, it is also easy. The I will just cancel out, and then left with 2 over 3. And this is the how you calculate it. Now let's change some square root into, let's simplify some square root. For example, square root of negative 4. Now we can just seek the inside part as the square root of negative 1 multiplied by 4. And note that if you have a square root of a multiplied by b, we can just simply write that as squared a multiplied by squared b, so that in fact we can separate them. Square root of negative 1 multiplied by square root of 4, and then square root of negative 1 is just I, and then square root of 4 is just 2, so that our answer is 2i. Done. So what about the square root of negative 18? Now we are simplifying the third, so the square root. So we have to think which factor of 18 is a squared number. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Okay, 9 is the answer, because we can just write this into the negative 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 9, so that we can separate them into square root of negative 1 multiplied by this and by this, and this is just I multiplied by square root of 2, which is the simplest third form, and then multiplied by 3, so that our answer is 3 square root of 2i. Remember, always put the I after the real part. So now let's do one more. What about the square root of 12? Now this is easy. What factor of 12 is a squared number? Doubtlessly it is 4, so that the answer, we can separate them into negative 1 multiplied by 3 and multiplied by 4, and this equals to I multiplied by square 3 multiplied by square 4, which ends up getting 2 square 3i. And that is our answer. So in the next video we will cover more of them.